I did make a series of 3 videos as an introduction to my own cars not too long ago, earlier this year now, not long after I started the channel. And various people have said to me, what's the latest with this car and what's the latest with that car? And so I thought I'd just put maybe a 10-minute video together, just go through the cars and let you know what's going on with them. I'm Darren Walker and this is Auto Atlantica. Okay, I'll start at the top. In other words, the stuff that's sitting outside. The 1996 Buick Roadmaster. I have noticed that has been losing coolant, and I think it's just evaporating out of the bottle, so I've bought a new cap. It took me 2 attempts to get that because I got the wrong one to start with. So I am going to test the waters with that first, and then it needs to go in for its annual checkup because it sits outside. I make sure a mechanic goes over it just to make sure that everything's safe with it, because we do take the family out in that and the dogs. So that's the Roadmaster. The 2013 Chrysler Town and Country. Now on the introduction video I did an update because at the time it had a quite big repair on it when I was up in Cleveland. The alternator failed, and it turns out that it was a used cheap alternator that was on it, aftermarket, and it had blown. It had not only destroyed itself, it had also taken the PCM with it. I had new transmission cooler lines on as well. The next plan for that vehicle is I don't know how old the cooling system is, it is probably original, so I'm going to get that changed out entirely. That's going to be the next thing on that. 2019 Ram DT 1500, the leaking rear window is fixed. I had to get Stellantis involved in order for the dealer to actually comp that, as they promised they were going to, and then they changed their minds. So that's all completely fixed now. No more leaks. Brilliant. So everything is great with the Rams. Just had an oil change and everything is golden. Where to next? The Pontiac Le Mans. Nothing else has occurred with that since we've got the dogs in the back. We're going for ice cream, by the way. So if you hear growling and such, we don't have intruders. They're just growling at each other. Pontiac Le Mans, nothing else has been done to that since I released the video fairly recently on that. The next port of call with that car is we do have a bit of a noise that's coming from the pulley and the tensioner. So we're going to have that checked out. But the next port of call basically is going to be the cosmetics with that. I want to get a new headliner. The Mini, the 2002 Mini Cooper. That is in the shop right now, having its new exhaust put on, finally. So the guy is also going to look at the oil leaks and see what is desperate, and I know that the pan is, so we may have that done at the same time, we'll see. That's the Mini. That's going to sound so much better. I can't wait to get that back. The 1986 Peugeot 505, once the Mini's back, that is going to go in to have all the brakes repaired, and then I can actually start using that more as I planned, because it's just not been out, and I just don't want the fuel going bad in it, so we've got a bigger job. The 1989 Merkur Scorpio. No, nothing's been going on with that. It's running great. It's got a couple of small jobs. I had an issue with the coolant rising on that in the expansion tank, and a replacement cap seems to have ironed that problem out completely. The 1994 Jaguar XJS, no issues. It's running fine. The 1990 Jaguar XJ40. I took that out, it was running fine, but one of the rear wheels is very hot, so I suspect it's got some sticking brakes. That is going to go to Boffos to be repaired in the not too distant future. I'm also having the front fog lights for it put on too. The 1977 Mercedes 230, that is going to go in soon because we've still got a problem with the bonnet cable. It's extremely tight. That's going to be looked at. We're going to get the European headlights wired up properly too. The 2001 BMW 740i just needs an oil change, so that's going to be done some point in the coming months. 1989 VW Golf Cabriolet, that has developed a noisy fuel pump. Well, I think it's the internal pump, it's going noisy, and it's probably through lack of use. So again, I'm going to get that fixed, and we need to get that running more. The 1995 Volvo 850 Turbo, no issues except for the fact that sometimes I can't get first gear, and I suspect that there is nothing getting into the oil. There's no coolant because that transmission is cooled down by the same coolant, so I don't know. There's nothing getting into the oil. We don't know quite what's causing it because it's intermittent, and it could well be a filter or something. So I don't know if that'll be looked at this year or not. In every other respect, it's running fine. What else? The 2022 Chevrolet Camaro LT1, no problems at all with that. Obviously it's brand new. I've just got those accessories that I bought for it that have got to be put on. We'll get that done before the summer's out. The 2003 Jaguar S-Type R, it's running like a top. There's a video coming on that fairly soon. No problems whatsoever. It will probably need an oil change, but that could probably wait till next year. 2000, what else we got? Oh yeah, the 2013 Fiat Abarth 500. Now, about a month ago, I was out in it and it developed a misfire, but it wasn't throwing any codes. And I was starting it up every few days. I got it booked in to be sort of looked at, and it still wasn't throwing any codes. And it would chug from cold, but when it started warming up and you started feathering the accelerator, it seemed to go away. I didn't think it was much, but possibly fuel related. Actually, turns out it was just the spark plugs. They're completely fouled up. Again, lack of use. This is a car that's got to be ran much more. It's the second time that I've had fouled spark plugs on that. I didn't lose any compression this time, but unlike a few years ago when it happened. But anyway, I did have them, because it's 10 years old, I had them change the timing belt and the water pump, and the water pump was seeping anyway, so it needed to be done. So that's the Abarth 500. I keep thinking I'm missing something, but I think that's it. As far as my 2009 Vespas are concerned, I don't know when I'm going to get to them, to be honest, but I've got to change the oil on them. I can do that myself, and that will probably be like an autumn project. Get rid of the old gas out of them as well, and get some new stuff in. They both need new batteries because the batteries are dead. So that's really it from me, an update on the fleet, very, very quick. Rough and ready while we're driving along taking the dogs for ice cream. Okay, we're here and I realised I'd forgotten one car, and that is my 1985 Jaguar XJ6, which I did a video on and recently, and we watched it being towed away. We've got a problem with the fuel system on that. As you saw, it is really rushing up and down. I've not heard back yet to see what the SP is on that, so I should hear something sort of fairly soon. They have been behind because they've had a tech down for several weeks, so they're just getting caught up. Of course, they are also going to finally get the return valves fixed, because it was dumping fuel out of the left tank into the right tank, which those things are notorious for. So we're going to get that done as well. So more videos coming soon on that.
See? JG? He probably won't eat anything.